Hey devs, today we are looking at question 151, which is reverse words in a string. This is part of the LeetCode 75 series. The question reads, given an input string s, reverse the order of the words. A word is defined as a sequence of non-space characters. The words in s will be separated by at least one space. Return a string of words in reverse order concatenated by a single space. Note that S may contain leading or trailing spaces or multiple spaces between two words. The return string should only have single space separating the words. Do not include any extra spaces. The question itself seems to be pretty simple. So you're given some sort of a string. So let's see, the sky is blue. So the sky is blue, and what we need to return is blue is sky the. How can we do this? There's probably a couple of ways of doing it. There's two that come to my mind, and so let's discuss those two. So the first thing that we can do, so given any string, we have a couple of methods available to us for those strings, especially in JavaScript. One method that we have available to us is the split method. The split method basically takes in some sort of a delimiter. In this case, we can use a delimiter like space. So I'm drawing a space character over here, but obviously in code, we would just be putting a space bar. Now, what this would do is we would get back an array of words. So we would get back an array, something like the sky is blue. Once we have this array, we just have to reverse the array. And reversing the array is pretty straightforward. We can either use the dot reverse, which would basically just reverse the array, or the other alternative would be to iterate through the array and make a new array out of it. But I don't think we need to go that complicated. I think if we just reverse the array and then we can join the array with a space character, that should give us some sort of like a basic solution. Now the problem usually comes if we have a string like, I'm just going to put dashes for spaces. So if we have something like hello world space, and then we run the dot split on it with a space character, what we will actually get back is going to be empty string, then hello, then world, and then empty string. Not a big problem for if it's just one space character, but for anything that's two space characters, we kind of get these empty strings. I think it's pretty easy to remedy this. We could probably just iterate through the array. So we can just do like a for let word of split string, I'm just going to call it s, and then we're going to check if word is not equal to space or an empty string, then we want to append to sentence. That's one approach of doing things, and let's see if it actually works. So let's head to LeetCode and try this out. So let's start by splitting the string up. So we'll just call this words, and we'll say s.split, and we're splitting it with a space character. Then Let's make a new sentence. So new sent equals to an empty string, and then for let word of words, we can just say new sent equals to word plus we need some sort of space, and then new sent. So the reason for this, and I probably didn't do this in the pseudocode, the reason for this is basically we want to put words at the end, right? So that the first word that we have encountered will be going at the end. That makes sense. I am purposely leaving out the if statement over here just to see how things work, and then we can just return new sent, and we just want to make sure that we trim out any other spaces that are either in the beginning or at the end of the string. So let's try and run this, and kind of as expected. So we have 1, 2, 3 spaces over here, right? So if we put in the if statement, if word is not equal to an empty string, then we want to do this. Let's try and run this one, and that works. Let's try submitting it. That works. Awesome. Now let's head back to the whiteboard and see what the other approach could be. So we have a string. Let's use the one that's already there in the example. We'll put it dash dash hello dash dash world and dash dash. What we could possibly try and do is, what if we iterate over the whole string character by character? Every time we encounter a space character, that means we've probably hit the end of a word. Okay, so every time we hit a space character, we can start a new word. And so in this case, this will start a new word. This will also start a new word. And then every other time, we are just appending to the word, and so on and so forth, until we hit another space character, in which case we know that our word is complete. And then what we want to do is probably add that whole word that we've just created to the end of our sentence. So in terms of pseudocode, it would probably be something like let new sentence equals to blank, let current word equal to blank, and then we start iterating over the characters. So we can run a for let char of s. What we want to see is if the char is equal to an empty string, so a space character. Yeah, so every time it's equal to a space character, and probably, let's think about this, and probably if the current character is not blank, because if it's blank, then it doesn't make sense to add anything to it. And current word, is not equal to blank, then we want to take our new sentence and make it equal to the current word plus space plus new sentence. Once we've done that, we probably want to reset our current word, so we can just put current word as an empty string. Otherwise, if in the other scenario, else so otherwise, let's see, if I just put an else, that would probably also apply to an empty character. So let's just put an else if, just be cautious about that, else if the character is not equal to an empty a space character, then we want to append to our current word plus equals to char. And then at the end of the whole thing, let's see, at the end of the whole thing, we would still have a new word that hasn't been appended. So we would probably have to do something like new sentence equals to current word plus space plus new sentence, and then just return the new sentence. I hope this makes sense. So just to reiterate over the logic, we're going to walk through the string one character at a time. So we're going to be here first. We go through the if statement. Is the character blank? In this case it is, but is the current word full? It's not. So we'll loop over to the next character, and same story, its current word is not blank and character is an empty string. Going to the next one, h. So in this case, we skip over the first if statement, we go to the else. So our current word would have the letter h in it, and then the next one would be e. Our current word would have e in it. Next one, current word would have l in it, o in it, and then at this point in time we hit the first space character after the string. So in this case, our new sentence would have the word current word, which is hello, plus a space. So there will be a space here, and then plus the new sentence, which in this case is blank, and then the next and then current word becomes blank. So we skip over the next one. We have the next word, which is going to be just world, and then world gets appended over here. So it would be, let me just erase this again. So it'll be world space hello space. Okay, so world would definitely be added over here. That means we probably need to trim this one as well. I think we have our algorithm written. Let's try to code this up. Let's go to LeetCode. So I definitely want to keep the new sent variable, and I definitely want to return the new sent variable. The for, let's see, let's introduce a new variable called current word and put it equal to an empty string. Let's see, we're going to have a char of the string, and inside here is what we are changing. So we're checking if char is equal to space and current word is not equal to blank. In that case, we are taking new sentence equals to, I am probably just going to use a template string in this case. So that just makes it easier. So I will take in current word and then space, and then what was it, new sent. And then once this is done, I want to reset my current word to a blank. Else if char is equal to a space character, is not equal to a space character. In that case, I want to take the current word and append to it the current char. At the end of this, we would probably have the current word that hasn't been added, so we can just do new sent equals to and then the same thing here, current word plus new sent, and then we're trimming it. Let's see if this actually works. Woohoo, that works. Let's see, this was at 47 seconds. Let's try and submit this. And this actually does worse. But to be honest, I don't always trust how LeetCode does the evaluation of how efficient an algorithm is. I would probably think that this would be a bit more efficient because we are just iterating over the string once and we're building our characters. Whereas on the other side, we were splitting it first, which would be an O of n operation. It would always be looking for the space. After that, we were going to be iterating over the array, which would also be an O of n. I would say that it's probably going to be like a 2n, and this one's just going to be an n. But yeah, I digress. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for giving this series all the love. I really appreciate, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.